Over the last decade, first-person shooter games have monopolized the industry, but we should probably look back into what brought them into the spotlight they're in today. We have to go all the way back to 1982 when the first-person shooter ever came out, Halo 2. Being the first game that ever let you shoot a gun, it was instantly recognized as the first shooting game ever. And it revolutionized the industry by having multiplayer. For the first time ever, you could play with other people, even if you didn't want to.
That shit was crazy!
Following the success of Halo, its spiritual successor Haze was released 20 years later. It revolutionized the industry and was viewed as a breath of fresh air to gamers everywhere. The critically acclaimed Haze set a new standard for first-person shooters, demanding an engaging storyline, motion support, and superior limb-based combat. Since Haze, many shooters have tried to take example from it, but none have been able to emulate its success. Haze may have set the standard for single-player FPS, but Call of Duty revolutionized the online multiplayer aspects, bringing in sweet-ass kill streaks and perks. 2 days after, Call of Duty 2 Black Ops was released, much like Modern Warfare, except including zombies and a crossbow, making it infinitely superior. Also, it has RC cars.
The first-person
36 years later, Doom was released on the iPhone. Many does consider it a knockoff of Halo, and didn't receive a wide reception, but holds a status as a cult classic. After 46 years of anticipation, the third installment of the Call of Duty series was released, Duke Nukem Forever. Duke failed to live up to expectations, causing a mass gamer exodus returning to Halo 1, restarting the FPS cycle. After many stagnant years in the FPS industry, the greatest shooter of all time was released, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Oblivion redefined the genre, improving kill streaks, bringing in a leveling up system, and being the first shooter to use fully 3D polygons. Running at 37 frames per second and on a 427i resolution, it was the most graphically impressive game to date. Being the only first-person shooter to be released since Duke Nukem Forever, many gamers anticipate the recently announced sequel to Oblivion, The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword promises to be the next Haze, but will it live up to the hype when it's released in year 2027?